story of Swiss Family Robinson is a story of high adventure. It is a classic tale of a closely knit family of high purpose. In the face of danger and destruction, they not only survived, they endured to build a solid foundation for a new life. Ingenuity and courage mark Swiss Family Robinson as people who not only lived, but left the world a better place to live in. And yet it is a story that could have happened to anyone, even to you and your family. Somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, far from the normal shipping lanes, a sailing schooner battles a raging storm. For 6 days, the sea, in its relentless fury, has all but torn the battered vessel apart. By the 7th day of the storm, all hope is lost. The ship, out of control and floundering, is taking on water. Its destruction is at hand.
Mr. Robinson! Mr. Robinson, it's no use! I'm ordering my crew to abandon ship. We'll have to take our chances in the lifeboats.
Captain, we won't stand a chance in that sea. The boats will be overturned and we'll all drown. The waves are too high.
But we're taking on water too fast. This ship won't last another 20 minutes. Do you understand? It's hopeless.
Run! Run! Hold! Captain! Land! Your men have sighted land. Couldn't we steer the ship toward the land?
Well, the helm is out of control. Get your family together. Try to reach the land. It has to be every man for himself or we'll all perish. Lower away all boats, quickly. We've no time to spare.
Fritz, Bert, Jack, come with me. Elizabeth, you take little Franz. Stick together on the deck. It's very slippery and dangerous. Make sure you're holding on to each other at all times. Move now, quickly.
Yes, Father. Come on, boys. Father, where are the boats? They've left without us.
Look, the last boat is pulling away. Ahoy there! Wait! Captain, come back! Wait for us!
Father, they can't hear us above the storm.
And they can't see us.
We're lost. They've left us behind.
Quickly, back down in the cabins. It's unsafe on deck. Quickly!
We've struck solid rock.
The hull is pinned between two rocks. Fritz, take a look. Are we taking in water below the hull's waterline?
Mother, I'm scared. Are we going to drown?
There, Franz. You must be brave like your father and your brothers. They won't let you drown.
Father!
Yes, Fritz. What do you see?
The hull has not been cracked. The water isn't seeping through.
Thank Providence. We have a chance now. A very good chance. Come on. Let's get below.
I must know the truth. Tell me, what are our chances?
The plain facts are these, my dear wife. The ship is pinned down between two huge boulders. As long as the hull remains intact, the ship will not sink. The upper portion may be destroyed, but nevertheless we can stay afloat. If the storm lets up, we can try for land. We'll stand a much better chance of making it than risking it now in these high seas.
What do we do now, Father?
I suggest we hunt the storerooms below for food, and then take turns getting some rest. There'll be plenty for all of us to do in the morning. Jack, you take the first watch. Cry out should there be any change in the ship's position. Keep a sharp eye.
I will, sir. Bye, Mother. Take care, Jack.
All through the night, there was very little sleep for the little family. Father Robinson kept a sharp eye out as his thoughts turned to his brave little band. Fritz, the oldest, at 15. Ernest, 13. Jack, who was just 10, and 7-year-old Franz. He thought of his children and his wife Elizabeth, and he wondered if they would ever see the morning again. Slowly the darkness fled. The storm blew itself out, and the morning did come.
Look! The land is closer than we had imagined. All we have to do now is build a raft that'll take us ashore.
I don't think we can build a raft that would be safe enough to carry us all.
I'm afraid Fritz is right. We'll have to search for some other means. In fact, I suggest we all make a thorough search of the ship and report back to the quarterdeck. Look for anything and everything that you think will help us get ashore and sustain us once we get there. All right, now, everyone disperse. You too, Master Franz.
Yes, Father.
Well, Father, I found these guns as well as this dry powder.
In the carpenter shed, I found these nails, hammers, chisels, 2 axes, and these other tools.
Good. Very good. Mother, what have you discovered?
Well, I've nothing to show, but I did find some animals still alive in the hold. A cow, a donkey, 2 goats, 6 sheep, a ram, and a very fine sow. I was just in time, poor creatures. I think they were starving to death. Oh, yes, there are a number of chickens and geese in crates.
Well done, crew. Now let me tell you of my discovery. There are a number of large casks floating in one of the flooded holds. The idea struck me that with a little ingenuity, these could be turned into serviceable boats to take us ashore.
How, Father?
Well, if we can succeed in sawing the big tubs in half, we can arrange 8 of them in a row. Now we take 3 long planks, and on one of them we nail the 8 tubs and then bend the ends of the plank up to form our keel. Finally, we nail the remaining 2 planks along the sides of the tubs and bring them to a point at each end.
That's marvelous, Father. It can be done. And we could take long poles across the bow and the stern of our little makeshift vessel and fasten these empty brandy kegs I found to their ends.
What will that do, Fritz?
Well, that will keep the vessel safely balanced in the water, like outriggers.
Excellent. Good thinking, Fritz. Come, we've got a boat to build.
Mother, where's little Franz?
I thought he came back with you. Oh, dear, Franz.
Franz?
Franz?
Franz!
Look, there he is. What the deuce?
I found things too. Look, fish hooks and fishing lines, and look. Come on, boys.
Dogs! He found 2 dogs!
Oh, where did you find the dogs, Franz, darling?
They were locked in the captain's cabin, Mother, and I think they were as frightened as we were last night.
What will you call your dogs?
I don't know, Mother. I hadn't thought of a name yet.
How about Turk and Juno, Franz?
I like that. Turk and Juno. Turk and Juno. But which is which?
Can you see anything, Fritz?
No, Mother. It seems rather rocky and barren.
Fritz, steer to the right or we'll wind up on those jagged rocks.
I see, Father. There, to the left. There's a small cove, and the beach slopes down to the water. That looks like a safe spot to come ashore.
Ernest, let me have that telescope we found in the captain's cabin.
Here you are, Father.
Can you see anything beyond the cliffs?
The water's getting shallow.
Quick, Fritz. You and I will jump in and push the rest of the way into shore. Ready? Let's go.
We've struck bottom. We've made it.
Thank God. We are all safe.
Boys, help the animals ashore, then find some moss and grass for bedding. As soon as you return, we'll build ourselves a tent so that we have shelter for tonight. In the meantime, I'll get a fire going.
Father! Help! Father! It's Jack, down by the shore. Quickly, he's in trouble.
Something's caught onto his leg.
Try to raise your leg, Jack, so we can get at it.
Oh, Father, it's biting me!
It's a huge lobster.
Hold still, Jack. I've got it. There.
Jack, are you all right? Here, let me see that leg. I'm all right. I guess I was more frightened than anything else. My leg's just a little bruised.
Using your foot as bait, my boy. You've managed to catch us all a delicious meal for supper tonight. Here you are, Mother. Lobster. Lobster a la Jack. How's that? Now, While Mother is preparing a sumptuous spread for the Robinson castaways, suppose we do a little searching around for any other survivors from the ship.
Why, Father? Why should we look for them? They left us stranded aboard a sinking ship. They never cared what happened to us.
If that is true, then they were mistaken in what they did. They are fellow human beings, cast adrift in the same sea of danger as us. We must not show malice, but mercy. We must find them if they are here. Now let's spread out in different directions. Franz, you stay and help your mother. Jack, you come with me. Ernest, you go with your older brother. And don't wander too far from the encampment. Look for any footprints. We must return here before nightfall. Keep the fire going, Mother. It will act as our beacon light.
Through the afternoon, the Robinsons searched the beach and far beyond for footprints or any sign of other inhabitants of the island. As they searched, they also discovered many other interesting facts about their new home. Finally, as the last flickering light of day faded from the skies...
Fritz? Ernest? Is that you?
Yes, Mother. Has Father returned yet?
No, and it's growing dark quickly. I'm worried.
Don't worry, Mother. Father and Jack will be back. He must have gone on further than Fritz and I did.
Father! It's Father and Jack! Look, here they come!
Well, boys, let's have your first report. Did you see anything of the crew or anyone? Anything? Any sign at all?
We have a great deal to tell you, Father, but as far as the crew or seeing any other signs of human life, well, there was just nothing.
Simply nothing, Father. Not a trace.
Well, I too saw nothing. We went beyond the high cliffs overlooking the cove, and there was nothing.
Oh, dear. What could have happened to all those men?
It was a terrible, angry sea that they set out on. I'm afraid those frail lifeboats never made it to shore. They must have been swept out to sea.
That means there's no one to help us.
My dear, boys, it means there is no one on this island but us. We're alone, and I don't know what lies ahead. We may never see home again, but I do know this.
What's that, Father?
We are safe, and more important, we're together.